Coach, tremendous effort in the second half to get back in the ball game, but it really came down to the first half and the turnovers and the points off turnovers, just what we talked about before the game. It was just too much to overcome in the end.
Yeah, I agree. Really lax start to the game, and it ignited their team. Now it's an uphill battle against one of the better teams in the Western Conference and the better teams in the NBA, and we can't dig ourselves into that type of hole.
Any update on BI?
No update right now.
And I mean, we talked all year about wanting to get to the point where at least you could have this group together, and now to see him go down first play of the second half, just what was that like? What type of blow was that for the team?
Extremely tough to see BI go down. Adversity once again. He had a really good game coming back, had a few good practices, and to see a play like that, just tough break for us.
And what did you see just in the first half with the struggles, the execute struggle to get stops, and just falling behind the way y'all did?
Our sense of urgency wasn't there in the first half. Starting with the turnovers, they're one of the better driving teams in the league. They turn you over, and then they drive the basketball. And I think their first 8 points were all drives and layups at the basket. So that started everything for us in terms of on the negative end for us. And then the second half, we decided that we were going to come out and compete. And that's really who we are. And we got to do it for 48 minutes, not one half.
That was kind of leading to my next question. We're talking a lot lately about loving to compete and wanting to compete. Obviously, it didn't go that way in the first half for you guys. Just kind of what needs to happen for that to happen for the full 48 minutes for you?
Understanding the responsibility when we take the floor. As a group, collectively, we got to take the floor. And we can't wait for teams or to score on us, for us to get down, to decide that we want to play for 48 minutes. And there's ownership in that, and we got to do a better job to start games.
Is it particularly disheartening the way the start was, considering what you did to win the game on Thursday night, all the things that came after it, just the expectation, hey, you got our group together, to have that kind of start? Was that hard for you to just comprehend, and how did you convey that to your team that they needed to pick it up? Exactly
how I'm conveying it now. Like, that's an unacceptable start. Turning the ball over, allowing teams to drive into our paint. 42 points in the second quarter, way too many, no matter what team comes in our building. And you want to see carryover from the first game to the last game to the next. We saw carryover, but it took us a whole half to get to that point. So now for us, you guys know what the standard is. You know how to get on the floor. You know how to compete, play together. And we got to sustain it for more than one half.
How do you find ways to get Trey more shots? Because it seems like in the first half he was able to get loose, but in the second half it was a lot harder just to create openings and paths for him to get to.
They're a good defensive team, and they're going to be on Trey. They understand his gravity and what he can do on the floor. So just our movement, getting off the ball, 0.5. Sometimes it's a shot fake drive. Just being willing to kick it to an extra teammate. But there's going to be times where Trey has to become a screener, be sacrificial, and then he'll get the ball on the flip side, on the back side of doing things like that.
What did you see as far as just some of the turnovers and half-court possessions, where I guess how much of it is guys figuring out how to play together versus just playing on carelessness?
I mean, it's a little bit of that in there, but some of them were careless turnovers. And that's an area where, especially against this team, you have to take care of the ball. They're one of the best in the NBA. We talked to our team about it. We showed it. We walked through it. Now it's coming out and executing it. And really, you have to be just as aggressive against this team offensively as you do defensively. You got to be able to drive with force, stop in the paint. They're going to be clawing at you, secure the ball, make a crisp pass, and then the next guy is the same responsibility. All right, thank you.